Hey guys, how's it going? Brad Riley here and welcome to another video. Now, just before we get into the actual topic of today's video, I've got a huge announcement to make. I've just recently dropped the price of the Academy to make it super affordable for everybody. So if you are interested in growing your agency going into 2022 and you want a step-by-step guide as a complete beginner, how to grow your agency using warm outreach methods, over 400 resources, a fantastic Slack community and a bunch of other benefits, check out the link in the description to the Academy. We've got some spots open. Enrollment is open again at a brand new, super affordable price, and I will be continuing to update the content going into next year as well. So if you want to get in at the lowest price it's ever going to be and ever has been, check out the link in the description. But without further ado, what I want to speak about in this video today specifically is 3 of the biggest lessons I've learned as an entrepreneur going into 2022. You know, some of the biggest lessons that I've learned in 2021. I do actually want to do a full total recap of the year at some point as a video for you guys, but one thing, you know, this isn't even necessarily specifically agency related, these 3 tips. They are more generalized, but they have helped me grow my agency ridiculous amounts over the last 12 months. You know, for context, 12 months ago, I was, you know, myself and my team were all working from this home office. I think I had a couple of employees. You know, fast forward 12 months later, going into 2022, we now have, you know, 10 of us. We have physical offices, we have 60 staff, you know, and we are in a really fantastic place, you know, in an even more fantastic place to grow tenfold going into the next year. And I was very much looking and saying, right, we have grown so much this year. What has it been? And I put it down to 3 main things, 3 main character traits as an entrepreneur. The first of which being this year has been my focus. You know, in previous years as an entrepreneur, I have been trying to do like a million different companies, right? Not necessarily a million different companies, but I've been doing a heavy focus on my coaching. I've been building up the course. I've been trying to run an agency. Within that agency, I've offered several different services. What I've actually done this year is kind of strip it back, and I've focused so much on the agency. You know, you've probably noticed compared to my 4 or 5 years on YouTube, the last 12 months have been my least active period. I've probably uploaded like a dozen videos in the last 12 months. Whereas there's been years before I've uploaded every day consistently for 30 days, and I've tripled the amount of videos I've uploaded this whole year in 1 month. The reason for that is I've been solely focused on my agency, and you can see that the growth has come off the back of it. By me focusing all in on my agency, we've now got offices, I've got, you know, a team of 10 and growing. We've got fantastic clients, fantastic customers. We built a white label aspect to our company as well. So by solely focusing on that agency and taking a step back from the coaching side of it, I've been able to grow it to a really fantastic level where I've now got management, and I've actually built it away, and it kind of seems backwards, but by solely focusing on that agency, I've now built it to a way where I've got sales team, obviously media buyers and a service delivery team, and I've even got management in place to manage that whole business. So now, because of the time and effort and focus that I put into it, I'm now able to step back, and because I'm no longer taking my sales calls, I'm no longer a bottleneck in the day-to-day of the business, I no longer have to manage the team. You know, I work directly with my manager, but my time input on the agency is so much lower than it's ever been, yet I can consistently grow it and know that that business is being taken care of and managed properly because of the management that I've got in place. So the first tip is honestly, and the first big transformation I've had in 2021 was the level of focus and input onto one specific business, solely the agency, and that has been absolutely a game changer for me. And then even off the back of that, when we talk about focus, it's about removing distractions. You know, I basically, besides like, it's still on my phone but hidden away. You know, I've deleted Instagram. I do not use Instagram. I don't follow anybody besides my fiance on Instagram. I don't, you know, I'm not actively on there scrolling. I've deleted YouTube off my phone. I've been very focused on making sure that everything I'm doing in my life is value add. You know, I'm not waking up and being reactive to my phone. I'm being proactive, working on the most important tasks at all time, and having that focus on one business and what's going to move the needle within that one business, and making sure I'm always focusing on that and then making sure I've removed distractions from other areas of my life, like social media, like YouTube was a big one for me. I'd delete social media, but spend 3 hours of an evening trying to scroll and find the next fantastic YouTube video. That's all been gone, and that's been tremendous in my growth this year as an entrepreneur. So the second thing I will say is the power of consistency and making those small 1% improvements on a day-to-day basis. Look, we've grown a lot in the last 12 months. When I actually look at where we've come as an agency, it's actually unbelievable to see what we've done in the last 12 months. Like the position we are in, we've hired a bunch of new employees, we've got a fantastic culture now. We do monthly socials. We've just had our team Christmas party, which was fantastic. We play games. I'm taking everybody's Christmas presents into them in a few days for the team. We've got a real fantastic company culture. We've got a physical team. We've got offices that overlook beautiful countryside. We've massively increased our client base, the amount of clients that we have. Our quality of service has gone up tenfold. The position we're in is so different, but that has come from consistency and consistently just making those 1% increases on a day to day. Like we've literally, there's not been one single day where I've come into the office or gone and looked at the agency as a business and been like, wow, today we are so different than we were yesterday. No, that's not the case. It's been these 1% improvements, and that's compounded massively throughout the year to be now we're in a completely different space, in a completely different spot. So focus on that consistency. The days that you don't want to take the action. There's been, I'm a human being, right? And there's been days where I've woken up and you know what? I have just not wanted to work. But what I've made sure that I've done is if I didn't want to put in an 8-10 hour day, a 6-hour day, that's fine. I've just made sure every single day I've done at least one task that's going to move the needle. If that one needle moving task is a meeting with my manager to put something in place, even if I'm not the one actioning it, I'm the one making the decision to action it, so stuff still moves forward, okay? If there's other actions, maybe it's putting something in place, maybe it's like putting a new tweak to the onboarding process, which is going to move us that 1% better. I've always made sure every single day I've focused on that most important task. And, on the days I've not wanted to work, even if that task is a 20-minute task, I've done that 20 minutes and then I've clocked off. It's that consistency, that building that discipline to make sure no matter what, I'm consistently going to stack those wins day on day because they're going to add up. And, I recently watched the Will Smith documentary, about his weight loss journey. And one thing that really struck with me on that, and it's like one of my new favorite quotes, is his dad said to him, basically he would come home from school and they would, his dad was a builder, so they would basically build walls, and him and his brother would go there and help basically build these walls. And as a kid, he would say to his dad, like, look, we're never going to be able to build this massive wall, like this is going to take forever. And he just said to him, look, I don't want you to focus on the wall. I want you to just focus today on placing this next brick perfectly. Just place one perfect brick today and then come back tomorrow. Because at the end of the year, that wall is then going to be built, but you focus on that one small task at hand and consistently do it and stay disciplined, and you just will not recognize where you're at, in a few months or even especially a year from now. You'd just be a completely different person. You'd have had so much growth, providing you focus on those needle moving tasks. So yeah, consistency and focusing on the right things has really been that second big tip that helped me progress so much as an entrepreneur and an agency owner this last 12 months. And the third thing I found as well, which is very closely related to the second thing, is the importance of momentum and stacking wins. Compound interest is a very interesting thing, right? Like you've probably seen it yourself before. If somebody, puts in $20,000 at a young age and leaves it for 50 years, they're going to be worth more money than the person who consistently invests a small amount but maybe starts at 40 but invests maybe a larger amount month on month. And the reason for that is because the power of compound interest states that you have your initial base investment, but over time the amount of interest you earn interest on that new interest, and it just compounds and compounds. So over a long period of time, you actually become extremely wealthy because of the amount of money you make from your interest building. And I think that's so powerful, and it's almost like a metaphor for business and being successful. It's like the more successful you become, the more wins you stack, that 0.0001% change that you make today, stacking on top of each other, the compounding interest that you get on stacking wins is ridiculous. The amount of momentum that you get. You know, I've found this year, just making sure I'm just stacking a small win on top of each other every single day, even if that small win is like going to move the needle, you know, 0.00001% of where I'm at today, it compounds and it adds up, especially over time. So do not ever underestimate the power of momentum. When you are in a good state, it's very easy for a lot of people. And look, I've done this, right? There were months, you know, fairly early on in my journey as an entrepreneur where, you know, early in the beginning, even when I had like no overhead and I made like say £15,000 in a month, and that was basically pure profit because I was managing the clients myself, and you know it was just like basically all for me. And you have a couple of months like that, and then you sit down and you think, I'll be okay for the next few months, you know, I don't really necessarily have to do much. You sit back, you think, God, you know, this money still comes in, but it dries up. Instead, what I should have done back then is I'm winning, let's stack more wins, because what would have actually happened is that next month I probably would have made 20 and 25. But truthfully, what happened is that next month after I made 15, you know, it dropped down, and then it dropped down again because I wasn't stacking the wins on top of each other. So be careful not to get super complacent when you find success. Look super long term and try and keep stacking those wins, because the momentum that you get, you know, compounding on each other, it's like a compounded interest effect. If you add wins to your already wins, you're going to get far more results than if you just stack a win, maybe you drop a bit, then you stack another win. Like those wins on wins act as that interest on interest kind of effect with you know, becoming wealthy and investing. It's the exact same approach. So my point to this is as well, throughout this year, we've done a lot, we've achieved a lot, but no matter how much we keep achieving, I keep stacking those wins, and I've noticed that has massively weighed in my favor the last 12 months as an entrepreneur. So there we have it. I'm really intrigued and interested to know if you can comment below, what have been your 3 big takeaways this year in 2021 as an entrepreneur? Maybe you still work, whatever, right? Maybe you've had some breakthroughs reading or taking courses. Let me know in the comment section down below, what have been your 3 biggest takeaways, lessons as an entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur this year? I'm really intrigued to see. It would be fantastic. I'm also, you know, really interested in doing another video like this where I can break down in a lot more detail some of the bigger, more maybe actual specific lessons that I've learned on a, you know, from an actual tactical level from a business perspective. So if you're interested in seeing a more tactical approach rather than a mindset video on my biggest improvements and needle moving things for 2021, let me know in the comments down below and drop a like, because that would also mean a lot. And finally, as mentioned in the beginning, if you're interested in any high level training, all the links to everything is down below. My one-on-one coaching, also my program. So if you're interested, it's now more affordable than ever. And with my one-on-one coaching, you know, we're literally guaranteeing success, or you don't pay at the minute. It's like a crazy offer that I want to put in place. I'm kind of sick of this whole SMMA industry with just people selling courses, like people who are completely not in a position to sell courses, selling courses, getting scammed. Like, I'm sick of it, right? So if you want somebody to truly guide you, what I've done is I've dropped the price of my program to make it super affordable for everybody. So if you are interested, you've got a tight budget, I mean, you're just getting started, the program would be a great option for you. Or if you're a little bit more established, maybe you've got 1 or 2 clients, or maybe you're close to getting clients, you've got some things in place and you're looking to literally guarantee your success, I should have a link down below to our agency guaranteed program, which is basically it's the first ever agency performance based coaching program where you pay me based on your success and performance. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to change this whole SMMA agency industry going into the next year, and literally put my money where my mouth is and say, look, I don't want you to pay, I don't want you to do anything until you've actually found success in this industry. So if you're driven and you're motivated, check out the link to that in the description down below. You can book a call directly with me. And unfortunately, if there's no times available, then it means the spots are taken, but there should be a wait list there for you to join, and I'll email you when those spots become available. So, you know, my big focus last year has been the agency. Going into this next year now is going to be changing this whole agency industry, taking it in a different direction and kind of becoming that person that you can truly trust, because not only have I done it myself, but I'm willing to make things super affordable for you and also make sure that you guarantee success. So yeah, I'm going a lot deeper this year rather than wider, and I want to help a select few people but really transform them. So if you're interested, the link to that will be in the description. And then finally, what are your goals? You know, that's my goal for the next year. What is your big main focus, your goal, you know, for 2022? Let me know that in the comment section down below as well. There we have it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your year. I hope you have a fantastic fantastic new year, and I'll see you in the next one.